Alright, today we're going to be installing a replacement drive into this Inspiron here. My shop sold it a couple of months ago, and the drive's starting to fail, so it's getting really slow. We're offering a free replacement, and it's also really an upgrade. Putting in a WE Black 7200 RPM. The original drive, I think, is a Seagate 5400 RPM drive. These are definitely more expensive and better. But, of course, warranty work, so free of charge. So let's see if we can get this done quickly. Just gonna take all the screws out. Got my Phillips number 1 bit from my awesome kit over here. I love it. I got it as a birthday present. This brand's got cheap tools at decent prices, I'd say. If you want iFixit levels of bits, but you know, cheaper. Oreo makes pretty good stuff. I don't know how much this cost because I didn't buy it. But, you know, if you want the same bits you'd get in an iFixit kit, they're a good option. Now, mind you, they're probably not as durable. Only had this for about a month. 2 months. I've only been really using it for about a week, though. It's been sitting in my drawer. For no particular reason, then I kept forgetting to bring it to work here. You know, any sort of tech toolkit like this, though, with spudgers and bits and this, that, and the other, anything like that makes a really good gift for a tech. I was really happy. Alright, let's try and get this replacement drive in before we get a customer coming in. At least that's the hope here. Just a little bit. Sometimes if the screws don't want to come out, if they're far enough out, you can slide a pair of tweezers up and under them and provide some upwards lift while you twist them. I think this one might be captive though. Oh well. Yeah, it's captive. I could have left it in there. This one's not though, I don't think. I think only that one corner one is. Oh, they're both captive. Shows you how much I've worked on these newer Dells. Not much at all. They're pretty sturdy, except for the drives. That's really the weak point here, is the drives. Is this one captive too? I think so. You know what, fine. I'll go ahead and screw this back through its plastic piece. Make it captive once more. Imprisoned with you. There we are. Okay, and then that's all for the screws. Just gently, just use a fingernail, push this out, just slide out. Gotta remember to remove that screw though, that's what's holding it in. That one is not, despite where it's placed. Set this off to the side, nice and safe. And then there's just 2, on this one there's 2, on most Dells really there's 3, from what I've seen. Some laptops don't even have screws under here, but it's always good to check. And then usually most of them you need to remove the DVD drive anyway, because this plastic here is all one piece and it's clipped to the front, or the top, the palm rest. Okay, let's see. Am I pulling up a keyboard? Nope, keyboard does not come up on this model. The entire palm rest does. So, guys, we're playing this game. Use plastic pry tools. You don't want to damage your brand new laptop. I always find that bottom corners are the best place to start. Nice meaty clicks. These laptops could probably be held together without any screws at all, except for the hinges. Let's see, what are these? Okay, I can just pull this right up. You want to be gentle and slow. You don't want to break too many clips. You're gonna break clips. You can't get through most laptops without breaking any clips. If you do, you were lucky. It wasn't skill. You say you've never broken a clip, you're lying. Let's just recenter the device. Here's the drive in question. Just gonna eat a cheese stick real quick. And then, good practice is before you do anything with the drive, anything with any of the boards, anything with the fan, the RAM, the Wi-Fi card, you're going to want to see how easy it is to disconnect your battery. If it's screwed to the board, you're going to want to unscrew it, remove it. This one just has a little cable which pulls straight back towards the battery and out. Right? Once your battery is out, you want to very gently, because your hinges are going to be weak with the bottom base off. Very gently lift it up a little bit, and then hold down your power button for a few seconds to discharge any remaining battery juice. Just in case, because I've killed boards with a residual before. It's not fun. You want to be careful. Alright, this battery does actually sit on top of the cable for the hard drive, so I have to pull it out anyway. I don't have to, it just makes accessing it easier. I could undo this without removing the cable, but I don't want to flex things in a way that might break them. It probably won't. You'd probably be fine too, but I don't like taking any chances. Is there another screw somewhere? Or is this battery just extremely heavy? That was a little sticky. And then anytime you've got the battery out, or even access to the battery, you want to make sure here that your battery is still flat. This one is still flat. If they start bulging, they can catch on fire, so you want to be very careful with that. Set the battery off to the side safely with the CD-ROM, and get the drive out. Unplug this hard drive cable. There's just a little plastic piece that flips up very carefully. These are easy to break. And then the drive cable pulls up and out. And then I'm good to go. Just 4 screws to remove the drive caddy from the laptop. And then you want to keep your screws pretty organized. I pretty much am really good at putting these back together without organized screws, but it always helps. It's always quicker if you don't have to dig through them. Alright, we can move this out of the way, set it off to the side safely on its own little shelf. Open our anti-static hard drive. So these new WD black drives are really, really nice looking. Nice angled sides, clean labels. I love these things. What's it, like a 5-year warranty as well with Western Digital. So if this ever goes bad, we won't be paying for the replacement. Within the warranty period, of course. And then of course this work will be still covered under the existing warranty for the computer. Alright, when you've got your drives in front of you, you want to lay them out in the same orientation. There would be usually just 4 screws holding the metal bracket on. You're going to want to remove those carefully. Careful with this cable here. In fact, it's probably best just to grab it by the plastic. Don't pull by the cable. Grab it by the plastic and kind of wiggle it straight away. And that's off by itself, having fun in Playland. One last screw and our drive is free. So I was right about Dell's drive choice. This is a Seagate 1TB drive. RPM's 5400. I was spot on. These slow down fast. And this one got so slow I would consider it defective. Alright, and then you just want to place your new drive into the bracket in the same orientation. They are the same thickness, which is only important if you've got a thin laptop. I think this laptop can take a little bit thicker of one, but it's always nice to match your thickness. That way you know you're not going to be too thick. Although thinner wouldn't exactly hurt, but you don't get drives much thinner than this in a terabyte capacity. Actually, I don't think you get drives much thinner than this at all. I've never seen one anyway. You, of course, have to have room to mount screws and all that. That's just about the full width of the part there. Look at that. Magnetic screwdrivers are great, by the way. You don't have to fiddle with lining the screws up with your fingers. There's a short one and a long one. This one's for the data and this one's for the power. You want to make sure you match them up short and long. You can't put this on the wrong way, but if you try and you force it, you will break it. Back and forth, very gently, straight down. Don't put stress on the cable. These are really, really fragile. I've seen them take a decent amount of abuse, but I've also seen them break over nothing, so careful. Okay, let's grab our laptop. There we are. Gently place the drive back in place. Cable goes down and in. That lever closes down. Careful with it. Don't push from the sides. Push from the middle. The bigger ones you've got to push from sort of both sides, but these small ones you just want to press from the middle. Let's go ahead and tighten our screws back down. Don't tighten too much. These are just plastic inserts in plastic. Plastic inserts. Brass inserts in plastic with threads in them. They've been basically melted into place. So you don't want to crack the plastic they're in or they're useless. So just tighten them down enough to be snug. Oh. Make sure you get all your screws. You miss one, that drive's too loose, it makes noise. Best case scenario, nothing happens, but it could make noise, or you could even wind up with a dead drive if the screw is important. Let's see, these screws again. These ones were the screws for here. These ones for the back screws. These ones were the battery screws. That's right, battery. Sometimes you just gotta walk yourself through what's on your map. No shame in forgetting what you're doing, as long as you can remember. Sounds a little counterintuitive. Maybe I'm just insane, but yeah, it comes with the territory, I guess. Dealing with computers. Start talking to yourself in a room with a screwdriver. Let's go ahead and just tighten more screws down. Alright. As I was saying, I had a customer walk in. As I was saying, the very last thing you want to do is plug your battery in before you close it up. You want to wait until the very end to do that because you don't want anything to spark while you're working on something. Go ahead. Gently press the corners here down, shaking the whole desk. And then I'm going to have to install Windows on here again, obviously, because this drive had our Windows install on it. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down. These ones are the most important. These ones at the hinge here are the most important for the structure of the laptop because they go straight through the hinge. These two. And this one, I don't know why it's capped as well, but it's probably important. They're all important, but those are the most important. And then I'm just making sure now that all of the clips are clipped. There we go. Because if they're not, and you tighten the screw too much, it'll feel like you can tighten it more, but then it'll crack. And you don't want your computer to crack. I want no part of that. Okay, lift the corner up here so I don't hit my tools. And so I almost forgot. Not this yet. These screws. These screws under here. The ones that I probably forget the most. I'll edit that out. That never happened. Gently push it in. If it feels stuck, don't force it. Something may have gone out of place inside of the laptop and you might need to open back up. Pull it back out, look down inside, see if you can spot the issue. If not, you're opening the laptop again. Don't force it. Right, and we're back to screwing things in. These two smaller screws here are for the spot, which goes into the hinge. It doesn't actually screw into the DVD drive. And then this one, which screws through the DVD drive bracket and holds it in place so you don't pull it out. I've got the hiccups today. Amazing. Trying to film a video. Alright, just do a visual inspection. Screw, 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 screw. All your screws. You want to make sure they're all in there. Okay. Looks like we did good with that. All of our screws are there. Power on the computer. F2 for Dell BIOS. I want to make sure my drive shows up. And if the drive shows up, that's the repair finished. And what am I looking for? WDC, WD 10SPXX 1000 gigabyte. So the drive is being recognized properly. That is a drive replacement on the Dell Inspiron 5575. Although I imagine this is the same for every 5000 series Inspiron released recently. If you want more content like this, go ahead and like, subscribe, tell a friend, all the things for the algorithm, and have a good one.